locker room. I got a special guest. You know, we got a couple different shows going on. We got the morning show. But in the locker room, we're going to do interviews and we're going to talk to coaches, players, parents, you name it. But today we got a special guest. We got the man himself, none other than Coach Darryl Overton. Used to be at Freedom High School, two-time state champion, 6A ball. He's now at Hayfield High School. First and foremost, man, that transition, listen, I knew before a lot of people knew, right?
True. Very true.
I knew before a lot of people knew, but at the end of the day, like I said, I held my ground out of respect I have for you and your program. I didn't say a whole lot about it. First of all, before we really get into what we're going to talk about here, because we're going to talk about a lot, let's just talk about the clear the air, the whole situation with the decision to make the move. What was it that made you say, okay, I got two-time state championship over here with Freedom, it's time for me to go elsewhere? What was the true, in your heart of hearts, now that it's all over, what was your reasoning? Not everybody else's opinion. What was your reasoning for leaving?
So, honestly, like you said, it was, for the 1,000th time, I feel like I said this, nobody forced me out, nobody came and said I was going to get fired, nothing. So basically, we was in the middle of girls basketball, who, if anybody knows, that is important to me, right? Not just because my daughter plays, but because, shoot, I've been grinding the axe with that, and I feel like we had our best team. Everybody know we went on to win the first ever girls championship in any sport in Freedom history, right? So during the Christmas break, Los called me, the boys basketball coach here, two-time state champ. He was like, man, our job opened up. AD want to holler at you. I was like, all right, give my number. So Mr. Fritz hit me, asked me. I was like, I'll interview, right? So had to go through the interview process, came in, did what I felt was a great job on the interview. Obviously, I got insight, not just being like, for all my success. I asked them, like, how I do on the interview, right? They was like, I killed it. Like, everybody, I asked the panel, because I wanted to do a good job, not just get out
the name.
Yeah.
You're over the two-time state champ, we're going to hire you. Yeah. You wanted to come in with the mindset of, I'm going to go ahead and earn it just like I would any other job.
Yeah, so basically they said I did a great job. They offered me the position, probably a couple days later, maybe a week later.
Right.
I turned it down. I was like, I can't do it. I got girls basketball going on right now. Like, I really don't want to take away from what they're doing. Like, I don't want this to become about me leaving. Because, with women, they get emotional with that type of stuff. So,
and a lot of people don't know that you got to travel. You've been doing the travel AAU basketball
for a minute.
So it's not like it was just a whole, like, you just coaching at the high school. The high school team that you built started
absolutely
at the AAU level. So
third grade.
So like you said, you've been grinding with that for a while.
Yeah, since they was in the third grade, right? The core of that group. And anyway, so I didn't want to take away from what they was doing. They didn't want it to be about me. Turned it down. He was like, well, listen, don't turn it down. Just give it a couple more thought. They said, we'll look at some more candidates. If we don't, love anybody when we circle back and you still available, you still think about it, we do it. Get to February.
So the brass reality of it, they said, listen, don't say no.
Yeah.
We're going to wait till you finish. We'll revisit the conversation.
Absolutely. With them still saying they had to take into
They had to do their job.
And
protocol.
Interview other people at the same time. And I was like, I just got to take that risk because, like I said, the girls' stuff was that important to me. Get through the girls' season. We end up losing to Gainesville in the first round of the regional, who went on to the regional championship. Probably, I had spoke with, I went to my former principal in AD and I asked him, stuff people don't know, I said, hey, this is the opportunity that's given before me. You can't do anything
better than what I'm getting offered.
Football-wise, right? Right? I said, but will you guys allow me, I talked to him separately, to continue to coach girls basketball? Do you have an issue with it? Both told me no. Don't got an issue with it. No worries. Let us know what happened. So I let them know that I may be taking.
So this wasn't one of those. This wasn't one of those. Let me go out here and find something better for myself, and then I'ma just slide off in the night. This was like you kept it up front. Like, look, this is what they offered me. This is what they giving me. what can you do to kind of like, can I still run with what we got going on? You kept it straightforward with him, bro.
Truthfully, the sad part about it is, my AD had been getting grumblings, right? People, like you said,
I know.
So I was like, I haven't accepted anything yet. You know what I mean? At the time he was asking me, I hadn't.
Right.
I hadn't. I was still here. And a big part of that, like I said, when I went to them and asked them, principal said to me, like, well, the good news is if you leave, it was very dismissive. Like, all we got to do is keep football at this level and just maintain it. I was like, true. So
hold on.
I was like, true.
We're not going to just let that, I'm not, listen, I'm not the normal interviewer. We're not just going to let that pass over. So basically, and I don't know the athletic director, so I only speak on those that I know. So with that being said, I hear that, right? And I've been watching, I see what's been going on. And like you said, it's like a nonchalant. It's weird that an athletic director or a principal at a school with the program, and let's just keep it funky. We know what freedom was before you got there. Let's keep it real.
Absolutely.
So to see a program get built like that, like you said, to nonchalant, I'm coming to you as a man like, hey, listen, this is what I got on the table. And then they kind of nonchalant was like, well, okay, cool. We just got to make sure we keep, as if that was something that was an easy task.
Or that they ever had to do.
That they ever had to do.
Because they were new. So it wasn't like this.
So they don't even know what they don't have no clue.
They don't even know. So, I spoke with the principal, then I spoke with him. And I was like, you still let me do basketball. That was a big part of my decision. And
right.
Yes. All right. So let's spin the wagon. I accept it. I'm here. Still basketball there. We still got to do the banquet and stuff.
Right, you still got to finish the deal over there.
We still got to do the banquet.
Just because you start the introduction to a new book, you still got to finish the other book.
Do rings. So typical fashion, even once I was like hired, like I wasn't all the way here until I was done with the banquet and stuff.
So even though you accepted the job,
Yeah.
because some people can't comprehend in the world we have.
True.
So even though you accepted the job, you said, okay, I'm going to take the job, but I got to finish what I got over here. Once I finish what I go over here, I'll be full in over here.
Absolutely.
So it wasn't I took the job to hell with everything over there.
No.
That wasn't the scenario.
Never.
So with that, that kind of coexisted into what we could talk about now. Like I told you, what I really wanted to focus on is a lot of schools around here. You hear a lot of high schools around here. You see a lot of areas around here. And like you were saying with the basketball situation, you started the Freedom Girls basketball team wasn't just an overnight. It wasn't just we had better girls sign up this year than we had last year. The Freedom Girls basketball team was a product of, like you said, since the third grade, something you built in the AAU world. So let's switch over and take that to football. Because the fact is the facts.
For sure.
PME fed Freedom. A lot of people don't remember this part. I remember at one point before Jeff came to Freedom, Jeff was at a middle school.
Yep.
So you had PME.
Chess.
You feel me?
Chess. I do.
Then you had the kids learning at the middle school level, and then you're getting them as freshmen. So I gotta ask you, obviously you're a big fan of it. Would you say that there's more pros than cons into having a feeder program with your youth program that is connected to a high school? Because a lot of people seem to don't. A lot of people that I've talked to from my area, which you've been out to my area and we talked about it, they're so behind, it's crazy. A lot of people from my area don't feel like you need a feeder program to make the high school program successful.
One, there's no negatives. There isn't a negative. I mean, it can't be. I tell people this: if you really look, right, the thing that's new is Darryl Overton doing it, and I look like this, right? I played Bradley Road football coming up, and all the coaches were the Robinson and Lake Bradley coaches. All right, if you go to Vienna, all of them kids go to Madison. They all go to Madison, right? So this whole notion, one, that I'm the only person that did it,
right,
is false, right? And two, the only thing that we did different is I had a youth league background first before the high school.
I've seen coaches come in that have had no youth program history, no real ties to the youth program, And I have said to myself that, in my personal opinion, that is a bit of a mistake for an AD to hire someone that has no history in that world or no ties to that community, because what are you going to pull from? So do you feel, or do you agree or disagree in the sense of that it is a plus to hire a coach that does have the youth background?
I think it's a must. I'm going to say it from this. All right, if the head coach doesn't, you need people who are, right? But the bigger spectrum is this, like, just being a youth coach doesn't help you if you can't do all the other things that are required to do high school.
Right.
So sometimes the head guy may not be the youth coach, but he might hire
with guys
that are. And if you look, St. Francis does that.
Valid.
DeMatha does that.
Valid. Listen,
St. John's,
I was getting
Bird.
So
you know
the CBL, the spring league they got out there. All of those 8th grade, 7th grade teams were kind of wings and spinoffs from, because you got DeMatha that had the Legion, Good Cancel had a Hamilton.
Yep.
St. John's, the Heat, of course.
Of course.
So you're right. But I think that's the biggest issue, right? Is we're so behind in this area that, like you said, because we both been in the youth travel world forever. Like you said, because they see you as the first in this area to do it, they think it's the first to be done. But like you said, it's been done before.
It's been done, and like you said, people may not like how it happened, which is their own thing to worry about. But shoot, like you said, PME, it wasn't just feeding freedom. Like I told people, the best kids on almost every school on that side came through. Like whether it was Chris Jones at Mountain View, Daniel Coles
at Brook Point,
Ethan Horn at Fort, Pat.
Don't forget the young Gainesville.
Yeah, McCaffrey. Yeah. So, and again, like that's just the nature of the beast. We feeding everybody. Justin Watkins at Colgan. Every school got PME kids on it.
Right.
The misconception that one from our people is that just because you got a feeder program, you ain't got coaches. False. Valid. And then two, that
because most, and I pointed this out before. You can correct me if I'm wrong. We right here. We not on the camera. We here face to face.
For sure.
Majority of the coaches on the Freedom coaching staff, because I've had multiple people tell me that was incorrect. Majority, not all, but majority of the coaches on the Freedom coaching staff during your era coached at PME.
Absolutely. 100%. Almost, I would say all of them except for maybe 3 or 4.
And you have how many coaches on your Freedom staff?
11.
So that's the majority of the staff. Yeah. That's almost 85% of the staff.
My thing is this, I even had other high school coaches tell me, I hate that you kick our butt, but I'm not willing to give up my weekends and do all that. I'm not willing to get out of practice at 5 p.m. and then run out there and coach again at 6.
4 hours of practice.
You get what I mean? And people always ask me how the hell you do all it. It's what I've always done since I was at Colonial Forge.
So I see a lot of people don't remember you at Forge.
I don't know no different than getting out of high school practice and getting the youth practice. And okay, we travel to Dallas. All right, I got a game next week for high school. I'm in Dallas. I'm up late at night on huddle
trying to get
for the high school. And we
Cody
play
was another one. I told Cody he was crazy.
He is.
Listen, I told Cody he was tripping.
He is.
My man was catching flights like a rock star, bro. But again, that's the dedication. Coach Chris Cousins. It was nothing for me to see Coach Cousins Friday night at Freedom, Saturday at the PME game, and then Saturday afternoon over at Mutiny being a player coach.
Yep.
So it's the difference in the dedication, and people get mad when I say that. And again, not a knock is a knock. Take it how you take it. But your staff, your team is going to embody the mentality and the energy of your coaching staff, right?
If we got people that love the game, they don't love being on Facebook. They don't love the social media attention from it. They genuinely love the game. So it don't feel like work when you're doing what you love. Like, shoot, what you doing? It never feels like work.
It never feels like work.
It's terrible getting there. When you're in the car,
you're
like,
come on.
But
On the
once
way
you get
back
there,
from the event,
yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm not doing this no more. As soon as the phone ring, I'm like, in there.
Yeah. Once you get there,
I'm ready to rock
you're
and roll.
doing what you love. Like, so it never feels like work. And I've been lucky and blessed that I've surrounded myself with those people that love football, right?
Right.
Everything else, we can work on it after the fact, but biggest misconception, we get all the PME kids. That never happens. PME kids is everywhere playing. No matter where you look, they everywhere. We got PME kids playing in 757. The kids that was on Cody's team.
Correct.
PME kids playing in Richmond. You know what I mean? They everywhere because we've been around long enough to where that's the case.
Gotcha.
And again, I'm not saying we're the only people like that, because I remember the Heat, and you know, Charles and them had people coming from all over
everywhere
the place. So
I remember Ronnie with the Warriors that 14 year, he had kids, two linemen from North Carolina.
There you go. So
one of them playing in Florida State right now.
Exactly. So there you have So there you have it. Like, it's just a dedication, but you know, like you said, the feeders part of it is great, but it doesn't allow you to skip steps as a coach. You still got to develop talent. You still got to do all those things.
Right.
And I think sometimes people take that as a negative. The other part of it is this. If you coach at Eastern View, or you coach at Hayfield, or you coach at Freedom, why wouldn't you want to be a part of the community? All right.
So that's a question that I've asked in my area for the longest, bro. Like, it's very rare, for example, right? It doesn't even happen, because I've seen you at 70, I've seen you at 703 United Flag games that have nothing to do with PME games, not a PME org event. I've seen other coaches. I've been in games and Jeff little short ass will pop up and I see him coming through. So do you, like, I gotta ask, again, we talking feeder program, we're talking about the success, and we see it in back-to-back champs. Like I tell people all the time, I remember a lot of those kids. I know a lot of those kids because I remember playing against those kids when Jeff was 9, 10U.
Mm-hmm.
So they've come through the system, they've come through the program. Do you feel that it is very important? Like, how important, I'm gonna say how important, scale of 1 to 10, how important do you feel like a high school head coach or his assistants should show their faces at the, let's say you got for like Fall Kier, for example, Culver, for example. It's not real heavy on travel anymore, so they got the rec leagues. Do you feel like the high school coaches should be showing their faces at these games, especially the older age groups?
I feel like at all. Absolutely. I mean, it's a 9 to me, right? Think of it like this, like how, like I'm new here and we go over to the elementary school to do Green Day someday.
Right.
That's across the street.
Okay.
We got turf fields right here. We go over there because it's in the community.
Makes sense.
And we take popsicles to the SAC kids. Again, I was looking for yesterday to try to be a part of the community meeting that's in this area, because this, like, you don't care about where you are if you don't care about the community, right? You just want the kids to play football for you, right? How can you do a Thanksgiving giveaway every year in the middle of regional playoff? Man, this is where I'm from.
This is my area. Like they're part of like I can't
give it to the kids, right? In the school first.
Right.
I'm the coach here, right? So every kid in that building respect Coach O. Coach O give away 200 turkeys to the people and the kids every day. Coach O every year give away back to school supplies with Lauren and other. Like,
so again, it's not a situation, and this is what a lot of people. So and this is what I'm taking on this, right? And I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, pause, because I know you're gonna say that shit.
Great pause.
But a lot of people got this mindset, right, and this misconception of people respect Darryl Overton because of his name, and you wanna clear that shit, like, because it's like they're not respecting you because of your name. Like you just said, you're giving out turkeys. You're getting the respect you're getting because of the simple fact you've done the things to earn those respect. That was at Freedom. Like you said, now you trying to take that same, you trying to get over into the school and show the folks here, it's not what you think. It's not just I'm Darryl Overton. It's like, I get that respect. My coaches coached hard for me like they did. My parents rocked with me like they did. My kids went through a brick wall like that because I've earned that respect. And you're trying to do the same thing down here.
And no, I'm not even trying to do it. I mean,
hey.
I feel like somewhere along the way people made it seem like that was the wrong way to do it. I know what it was, right? Doing it this way from below, it hurts you. No, it hurts. Because kids and parents still gonna leave. People still gonna have stuff to say about you. And you just got, so it make us all get in the shell, like, you know, I'm having this football relationship, like, I ain't gonna love like that no more then. And I just withstood it, like, no, I'm gonna do it this way. I don't care about the crying, I don't care about this. the people that's here in it and with me, they know I do it out of love.
Right.
And I don't need to explain it to everybody that don't understand. But the other part of it is, like you said, is, I don't know, just being a good person and caring, like just doing it, and your kids see that, right? How can I tell my kids, just be a good person, bro? Like, you're not too cool to be a good person. Like,
right, yeah, you can't tell them to do it if you're not doing it.
Yeah,
and
like,
you know they're watching every move you make.
Just be a good person.
Just be a good person.
That shit get lost in all of this sometime, man. It don't matter who you are, right? Just be a good person. Like, look at stuff that some of the celebrities going to do now. Like, you just being an asshole. Like, be a good person.
So basically, at the end of the day, on the feeder program topic, it's as simple as this, right? In my opinion, and you can tell me if you agree or disagree, but in my opinion, what I'm hearing is you kind of agree with what I've been saying, that a feeder program, if you have the opportunity to start a feeder program and you don't start a feeder program, you're really setting your program up for what's the word I'm looking for? You really failure. You're really setting them up for failure. Like, could you agree with that?
It's definite. This is the thing. Not just everybody think the benefits of football. Man, I know this family since this boy was 6. I know his struggle. Hey, I'm gonna put it on and go harder because I know.
Because you know.
I know him.
You know him personally.
His mom came to me and said, "Coach, I ain't got it. How we gonna let's make it shake." Like, so now they gonna get my best because I'm not just meeting them, they a junior or sophomore or freshman. I know their struggle. I see it.
I know that feeling. I don't have a born son. I got 100 nephews, so I already know.
We all
get personally connected. If you don't, something wrong with you.
So if you don't have a feeder program, right, you're not going to be as impactful as a coach, not just on the field, but outside, right?
Outside.
This is another great example, right? Forget me coaching football. I get called. You did it. You did my banquet, shoot sneaker ball.
Facts.
Senator there, all that. Why are these people there? They're not there because I won a football game.
And that was crazy because me and you talked about it. We were standing there and I looked around and I looked at you and I was like, bro, all of this shit that they say can't be true when you got senators, congressmen. Like, and we talking about House of Representatives. We're not talking about just your local mayor. Delegate. No, we talking about guys that go to the Capitol, they set in on the laws, that we talking about. And they wasn't there just to show face. Like, they all stood up and they spoke.
Because, again, I'm tied to the community, right? So when I was in meetings, when it was us, the police chief, some of the sororities, some of these big churches, and people immediately get in the meeting and start going at the police. And I'm like, hold up. You got that big church? Huh? You ain't never had no youth night? Nothing? Oh, well, we got on our website, Bible study. I said, you think people that shoot people is on your church website?
On your church website.
So listen, this is what I told them all. Come to the youth game. The whole community come through there at some point every Saturday. If you want to be in the community, I said, y'all know more than me, cool. But I haven't seen y'all at any youth stuff.
They don't know who you are.
Forget me. If you want to impact the community,
come show your
why
face.
the community got to come to your church?
Yeah.
So, that immediately gets you like, hold up. So the police, certain electives, like we started doing stuff to be proactive, right? The problem is the police usually get called
when you're reactive, not proactive.
Nah, we was doing stuff like, man, they were like, Coach O, can you talk to this group of people? We think this about to happen. I'm like, all right, let's get them over here. And
so again,
I do my part.
Your feeder program isn't, like you just said, it's not just football. Like, you're really building the community. Like, you're using football to show face, and then when you get the opportunity to go in there and deal with a community situation, like, you're going and you're really about your community.
But I think it's what you said, though. It's not that I did that with that in mind.
You just
it's doing it this way.
It's your home area.
It allowed me to be in touch with what's going on.
What's really going on, man.
What's going on, right? And like you said, it's not, you can have a program without having a feeder program, but I don't think it'll be as good football-wise, and you won't be as impactful as a head coach. If your kids, you know what I mean, my kids see me every weekend out there, driving their little brothers around in the gator.
Let's keep it funky. You've done things within your community that make the kids say, before they can even be eligible to play with Coach O, you got kids that are saying at 6U, You know, you got kids on Jeff's team at 7U. You got kids on Juwan's team at 9U that are saying, when I'm a freshman in high school, it ain't even about I want to go play with Freedom. I want to go play with Hayfield. I want to go play for Gainesville. No, it's I want to go play for Coach. Because like you said, that's what they know. As they come up in their community, they love football. They love the town they live in. That's what they know, but that's not only what they know.
Yeah.
Those who pay the registration.
True.
No.
True.
And that's a major, to me, that's a major part in getting in the community. It's not just for the kids to see you. It's because the parents who entrust you with the kids, they know you as an individual outside of football.
And this is how other people know it's important, bro. They just don't want to admit it because that might make you right or me. Since I left Freedom, every coach in Prince William County on the East End has hit me up about, hey, y'all want to play your games here? PME. I'm like, hold on. It was a problem when I was doing that.
Go ahead, man.
It was a problem.
Listen, so when you was in their
It was
backyard,
a problem.
So when you, hey, hold on.
It was a problem.
So when you was in their backyard, you were the boogeyman. Now that you're not in the backyard, they want to open their front door to you.
Absolutely.
Make that math ain't mathing.
So everybody knows the importance. It's just they not benefit from it. And anybody that's not willing to do it, you just gotta say what we say about everything else. They just don't care.
You just don't care.
They don't care.
And it's factual.
And I'm okay with whatever happens, win, lose, or draw. I don't care. I don't want to be that involved. Just say that.
Just say that.
Just say
I'm
it.
here just to coach high school. I take whatever I get. And that's my whole thing. Like, that's what I've been saying for years. People are like, oh, you dragging them. I'm not dragging them. I just want them to tell the truth. You can't tell me you care about your players' futures, right? You cannot tell me you care about your players' futures, but you're not doing nothing in the present to make their future opportunities better. You just want to take them as they come in. You can't, like you said, at the end of the day, you can't tell me you care when your actions are showing me you don't care.
Think about this, bro. All right, we all get busy, right?
Right.
And I'd be a fool to sit here and make it seem like I just do all that by myself. Empower somebody else.
You gotta have a team.
Hey, empower somebody else.
Locker room grew.
But don't be so insecure about yourself
that
you
don't
just
want
can't
to empower
somebody else.
That's the problem. That's the whole problem.
If you don't want to do that, right? Nick Saban wasn't doing all that, but he's like, oh, let me get him.
So he can take care of that.
Let me get him too.
Uh-huh.
So that's okay. The problem is you want all the credit. I don't care how it get done, as long as it get done. So, and like you said, we'll talk about it later with the recruiting stuff. Like, man, you got to empower the people around you because that's only going to let you be more impactful
on everything else. Yeah.
I can't reach every kid in my program. I want to on a personal level.
Right.
But this coach might reach them 7.
Correct.
That coach might reach them 5.
He's the bridge between me and the players I can't reach.
That's it. Even with you, right?
Correct.
So, I don't like everybody that coach for PME. But I don't have to.
And listen, you heard me say, I've said on Facebook before.
I don't have to.
When I was coaching with Warriors, I wasn't buddy with everybody that was coaching over there. So, but like we've said in several conversations, you put your personal because they're not here for you. They're here for the kids.
And they're good for the kids.
And that's all that matters.
And the parents like them, believe in them. Let's rock and roll. And again, that's not saying I don't like anybody, but it's just that's not a requirement.
It's not even a concern.
It's not a requirement. And as long as we, doing this, but, anyway, like you said, bottom line, summarize it. If you don't got a feeder program, it's because you don't care enough and you just don't want to be impactful. And that's okay, too. But it's no cons to it. I don't see a negative to it. I haven't seen one to this day.
So y'all hear it, man, right there, just that simple, man. Before we get into the next segment, we're going to go ahead and take this break for our sponsors and we're going to tap right back in.
Locally owned, family operated. Where the customer swag creates the drip. You pick the colors, we'll pick the scheme. And we can create something vicious. B&B Clothing, make sure you tap in. We also take corporate orders as well. So if you're a corporate company and you would like to get some apparel, make sure you tap into B&B Clothing, where we match your style.
After coming back off the sponsor, let's talk about this, right? We've talked about the feeder program and how important the feeder program is, right? Now let's talk about transition and transaction. Because you know that, and we can keep it 100, we know that some high schools that are doing I'm sure you heard about some of the things going on with some people in the youth program, and I'm not going to say no names because we're going to say allegedly. So I'm not going to say no names. Those that know what I'm talking about might know what I'm talking about. Those that don't need to yet. But we hear about the programs and promising certain high schools and, promising certain private schools and things of that nature coming from a feeder program that is attached. With that being said, I've heard it one time before. I heard you say it. I heard a college coach say it, and he said that I want to say it's Oklahoma State, and then I heard you say it on Dino's Live, and I know what it means, and I get it, but I don't think a lot of people understand how deep that phrase was. The difference between, or should I say, youth football has become more transactional and less transformational. When you said it should be more transformational and less transactional, I don't think a lot of people picked up on exactly what you meant with that. So, explain to them what you mean by the transformational side first.
Well, like you said, you want to be transformational with kids, right? You want somebody to be invested in the transformation of your young man. I can't even say that because we have softball, young woman as a person, right?
Right.
The athlete always gonna show up. If you touch the person, the athlete gonna come.
Oh yeah, they're gonna run through a wall for you. They're gonna swing it. They're gonna cut a tree down with a bat.
So it's being transformational and not transactional, right? So at its very core, I want you to do something for my kid, out of how you love and how you feel about being transformational. Not because I gave you money. Right? Even up here, NIL, right? Because I got kids, and I tell them now.
I know you get. I'm sure.
All right, so you going to that school because that man said he gonna give you $100,000. All right, that's your main reason for going there. So when you hurt and your shoulder effed up, and he say, "I don't care. I gave you $100,000. Get out there." I'd rather be with the coach that care about my transformation. Hey, don't hurt yourself. You might be in the draft next year. Relax. Chill out.
Take your time
so
off.
That's transaction. Hold up. What you mean? I gave you money. All right, just like your teacher, right? If you had a youth kid teacher and your teacher said, "Hey, your son is really struggling in English. They're not getting it. You give me $50, I'll make sure they get it." Straight. Why wouldn't you do that anyway? If you know they're struggling.
Yeah.
So now when you start making deals for kids transactional, all right, that's a touchy game for kids. All right, adults is one thing. You want to be transformational as possible with kids. You want to be invested in them. You don't want to be doing something for a kid because somebody gave you something. Or vice versa. I feel like as a coach, shoot, this ain't no getting rich job, right? If I was doing this off of money, I wouldn't be buying, my coach is buying peanut butter and jelly. I got a peanut butter and jelly right there next door. All the kids can do it anytime during the day. They ain't got the money on their card, come get it. That's transformational.
Right.
If it was about money, they don't pay me enough to be buying 100 kids peanut butter and jelly once a week.
They definitely don't.
You get what I mean?
Damn sure don't.
All right, forget me. Us. They don't pay us enough as a youth coaches to
they don't pay you nothing.
Pay for 4 kids to stay in a hotel room.
And
pay for 2 kids.
What?
Pay for 2 kids flights to Atlanta, to Dallas. Nobody. I did that because what? I believe in your kid and to be transformational, not over no transaction. And you should even want that as a parent. If I'm paying a parent, oh man, my son got the flu today, coach. What you mean he got the flu? I just gave you $200.
I need him at this game.
You need some Dayquil? So you get what I mean?
I get exactly what you're saying.
And again, it's just, you never want to be that.
So would you say that so from what I'm hearing, right? So what you're saying is, and again, I'm not trying to pause more words in your mouth. So what you're saying is a transitional coach is a coach that's basically wants your kid for his own, I don't want to say hidden agenda because sometimes it be so obvious, but the transitional coach, the transaction coach is the coach who's doing it out of benefit.
Yep.
Not to build.
Not to build. That's it. At its core, that is it. And then don't matter the sport. That's whatever it is. If I came to you and said, I want to coach your team, and the first thing I asked you is how much you gonna pay me, you really don't want to coach.
Yeah,
you just want me to pay you.
You want me to pay?
And I think in life and everything else, right, the relationships that last the longest are the ones that are transformational. Our relationship is transformational. It ain't based off no transaction.
Nah,
so
it
it don't
never has
matter
been.
what side somebody's on or at. It's based off of transformational together,
Facts.
both of us.
Facts.
And again, like you said, other people, you get detoured when you start doing transactional stuff, right?
And I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand in my practice. There's a lot of people who I felt, and this is just me being real. It's a lot of people who, and I've said this before, it's a lot of people who I felt I thought was going to support me or want to do business with me or want to deal with me out of the fact that they wanted to see, like you said, the transformation. They wanted to see my brand grow. They wanted to see my, brand leap. And especially when I pointed out what I wanted to do with my brand. But then they didn't. And then there's a lot of people that I thought, you being one,
Absolutely.
that would never, you get what I'm saying? But you did. So like at the end of the day, I get exactly what you're saying. I gotta ask youth and high school, because we're, like you said, with the NILs and it's a trickle-down effect. You had to know that once they started making money at the college level, it was going to trickle down to where it was going to affect the high school and then the youth. I personally feel that I see a lot more transactional relationships in youth and high school than I see as far as transformal, as you would say, relationships. What do you see more of? What do you feel that you see more of? And what do you think that it started at?
Well, I see more transformational because that's all I allow to be around me. As soon as somebody come to me talking about what can I give them, what can you do for my son? Now, I might tell you what I'm willing to do.
Right.
But if you come to me and that's what you ask, can you guarantee my son going to Oklahoma? Nah, this ain't gonna work. Like, this ain't even that. So you might as well take whoever else is gonna lie to you that they can promise that transaction, go do it. The other part about it is like, forget, man, I got some kids that's here that came from great football powerhouses, right? They were original Hayfield kids.
Right.
They went to big time private schools.
Right.
And I don't say the school's name because I don't have an issue with those.
Right.
They were supposed to be here from the beginning. They come back here and people are like, man, why would those kids leave those schools to come and be with you? And one of the things I told them, man, the one parent told me, he was like, my son just vibe with you on a different level. He was starting at this big private school, all that. But he connects with you on the. We have not sat down and had a conversation that he asked me to promise him this scholarship, that scholarship, nothing. Only thing I told him is I believe in you and I'm gonna breathe life into you. Whatever the best version of you is, we're gonna get to that.
And see, I had a kid, and I can relate to that because I had a kid whose parent, I won't say name, but I had a kid whose parent who left the school he was at, and the kid was nervous. And the mom and dad couldn't get him to come in, but then I go out there and it's like a simple conversation, and then next thing I know, they're telling me he loves it. And that's a kid that, like you said before, I've been around him. He's 15 now, I've been around him since he was 8, 9 years old.
Yeah. And so those people, they're like, well, I didn't promise nobody nothing. They just see like this guy and his staff, it's not on me, care about me as a person. They care about me as a person. What's important to me, right? Like, let a kid tell you, like, this is what I want to do. And I'm like, all right, cool, let's try to do that. But you'd be surprised when it's transactional, they didn't even bother to ask.
This is what we gonna do.
Because
I'm paying for it.
I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
So
that makes it different. And a lot of parents don't look at that in the long run. All they see is my kid is getting what he's asking for. Whether it be, like you said, on the youth level or the high school level.
Anyway.
Youth level, my kid getting his registration paid, he's getting the number he wants, whoop-de-whoop, womp-de-womp. College level, my kid's going to the school he wants to go to, he's getting the opportunity to start, whoop-de-whoop. But they don't see the long-term picture of that, like you said, when your kid ain't feeling like going to practice, they no, wait a minute. What you mean he not coming to practice?
Yep.
When a kid got an injury on the next level, high school, college level, then it's like, hey, trainer, is it good enough for him to play? Oh, it is? Then yeah, you need to play.
And transformational relationships going to touch other people. All right, let's just use you and me. All right, I didn't know, what's my young boy name? Young boy with you.
Jarvis.
Jarvis know me through football, through you. When y'all first started doing 7-on-7 together.
Correct.
All right, so let's talk. Transformation. He hits me up, bro, I really need to get the kids work out here, whatever. All right, pull up.
Facts. He told me
So-
he hit me up.
All right, pull up.
He said I'm going to play. He said I got 7-on-7 scrimmage today, and I was like, with who? And then he was like, Darryl told me to pull up. I said, word? He was like, yeah, we're gonna go out there and get some work.
So again, that's based off of his relationship with you.
Right.
Right? So again, transformational relationships going to touch other people because there's a mutual respect there. Mutual respect, right? My guys in Maryland, Dre, Darryl,
Right.
Calvin, man, we had a conversation in person, a handshake, and a cookout. Of course, we had to have a cookout, black people.
Yeah.
And it was a done deal.
Nothing else to talk about.
Nothing else to talk about. And everything that they said they was gonna do, they've done it. And I feel like everything I said I could help them with as an org, we've done it. And I trust them like anybody else now. And again, so now you got a transformational relationship with Dre and Darryl. Darryl first, who then recruited Dre. Now we got a 6U there. Now we got 4 and 5 flag there. Those relationships again, they touch other people.
Other people.
Darryl Overton didn't have to go call and say,
talk to none
hey,
of people.
I'm gonna give you this too. Nah, I got the relationship with Samson.
Those who have
All right,
relationships.
so Samson said, let's do this.
So
I
the
bet, let's do
transformer
this.
is transformer leads to networking.
That's it.
Which, in my opinion, that's the smartest route to go because you never know who's going to know somebody that's going to know.
And they last the longest.
Because that's how I got up in New York, because of Darlis.
Yep.
Darlis know a lot of guys up in New York. They needed somebody to stream. Darlis hit me up. Hey, I'm going to bring you up here. And then from there, it was like, well, you know Darlis, we know Darlis, but we don't got to talk to Darlis.
It's over.
So I get exactly what you're saying.
So, and again, that's the other part of it that, people don't realize is, like you said, transformational relationships going to touch other people, right? So it's not just going to affect the first 2 people. It's going to affect, so even at basically youth, if
Right.
kids see like this year, I went to, and I missed 4, they're going to be mad at me, I got to get to them. I went to every kid on my 6U football team in the midst of winning the state championship and ate lunch with every kid. I missed
See that on
4.
social
I missed
media.
4. The 4 I missed, I'm gonna try to get it. I'm just being real. That didn't have nothing to do with
Football.
Nobody paid me or the parent. That's just again,
Building
you want
that
the
relationship,
kids
that
to
bond.
to see you outside of that setting. And one of the happiest things that always confirmed doing things the right way is getting done with a high school game and the amount of little kids that come running over to
hug and see you, and so you can see them. And
I go to a 7-on-7 game, and people that done left PME, they play for other teams. The kids, what up, Coach Joe? What up, Coach? I'm like, good God, where all y'all come from? So that tells me
you did it the right
it's
way.
transformation, right? It don't matter
It's
that
not
you over here now.
It don't even matter because you still coach.
It don't matter that you over here, right? It's still
You still Coach Joe.
We still that. You know what I mean? So I think again, like you said, most importantly, transactional relationships gonna run out. They are, because the money always gonna get funny, right? And
whenever money, and can we honestly say, keep it real, right? Like we always do here. Whenever money is involved, shit's always gonna get tricky.
absolutely,
Because somebody's gonna feel like they didn't either get their money's worth, or somebody's gonna feel like they are owed more money.
absolutely.
So eventually, over time, because I'm again, you know me, I go at myself. I'm facing that shit now, where it's like, I seen a joint on Facebook the other day, and it was like, if you're always booked, that means you're either good enough to where you should raise your price,
Absolutely.
or you're too cheap and you need to raise your price.
Absolutely.
So it's like I'm in a situation now where it's like, I'm 3 years in. I'm pretty damn good at what I do.
Yep. And you getting clientele from everywhere, but the ones that you have transformation relationship,
It's right here.
you're gonna do it no matter what.
I'm gonna do it no matter. I'm gonna pull.
You're gonna do it no matter what.
If TJ hit me up and TJ said, "Hey, bro, I know I normally book you, but I'm doing this event for free. Where's it at, TJ? I'm gonna pull up, show some love."
And you also know that the relationship
It's there.
it's not even just gonna be for free. He gonna
He gonna make
we
sure
gonna
I'm
do
straight.
something.
And I will give it. I'm gonna keep it funky with
Yeah.
you. There's been times where I left with it not on my mind because he made sure I ate. He made sure I was comfortable. We laughed. We chopped it up. We had fun. But then as I'm on the way out, it's like, yo, Samson, come here, man. I'm gonna holler at you. And then it's like,
That's
here's
what
a
I'm
little
saying.
something.
Because it does. The relationship didn't start
It
off
didn't
based
start off
on the
financially.
on the
It didn't-
transaction.
Yeah, it didn't start off on the
So
transaction.
again, there it is at its core, and that's just where I'm at with everything. And like I said, I sat in my office, and I heard Dabo Sweeney saying this to Juju. is where I heard it. And I said,
Oh.
I want my son to go to Clemson. You know what I mean?
Because
like,
you know it's not,
I'm like,
you know what it is.
I'm listening to him like,
it's quote unquote real.
yeah. And then he's got the stats on how many people transfer out of Clemson. I'm like, ain't nobody leaving Clemson.
Ain't nobody leaving. It's a reason.
Like 3 or 4 of them.
It's a reason.
So
when them numbers is, with the portal being the way it is now,
yeah.
if you only got 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them leaving,
yeah, that's
a reason ain't nobody
crazy.
leaving.
That's
very
crazy.
comfortable.
That's crazy. So again, at its core, there it is. And again, I think, like you said, there was a time you owned the org. Shoot, I remember people, I can't buy a soda. And people say, you using the org's money. I'm like, I can't buy a soda. And now it's like we applauding people flaunting money and saying I'm like, I can't get a burger free. People
I retired. I don't care. I tell people all the time, I stopped coaching youth football because I couldn't handle the changes that was going on.
Where the fundraising money going to?
Listen.
Only place they ask that. Listen though, that's also our community.
It's our community, bro.
Because they don't ask it no high school.
Listen.
They don't ask it at girls softball. They don't
only
ask
in
it
our community, bro.
at volleyball.
Only in our community. And they more expensive. Let's keep it funky.
And they get less what? Equipment and everything.
Listen, there's parents in soccer I know for a fact that told me she pay almost $2,000 a year for her kids to play soccer, and all they get is the shirt and the shorts. She got to buy the shin pads and all that.
Yep.
Football, you getting all the equipment, and you mad about $200.
How about volleyball costing $5,000? What do they get in volleyball? What do they get you? A jersey and a bag.
Because you buying your own spandex.
I mean,
they give you, but they don't complain.
Again, that's our community, right?
But so listen, I'll never forget it, no bull. We went to the AY Spring Fling. My boys, they get ready to be seniors, they was 14 years at the time, so probably about 5-6 years ago. Each kid that originally, like if you originally said you were going, now of course some change their mind at the end, we can't do nothing about that.
Absolutely.
If you originally said you were going, like you got your whole room for the week for like $100, bro.
That's dope.
And mind you, I went as a guest because I wasn't even gonna go, but my brother and them put it together. And they made sure it was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Unless you chose to go do something else. And they still got accused of
But that's what I'm saying. Like, at one point,
they still got accused of spending the church's money.
We were worried about transactions being involved in you.
Now it's just over.
Like we're trying to applaud it. Yeah, like so it's always, get sticky situation. Pause. The other part is this. Like I told you, 2 situations I had with college coaches. One of my kids didn't want to go to a school. They was going somewhere else. They was going to decommit, go somewhere else. One coach called, talk about some money, talk him into going there. What? Why would I take money to get my kid to go somewhere they don't gonna go? Like, I felt something.
Because he's not going to give 100% while he's there, and then you're going to try to say that you just gave me the money.
So, just period.
Yeah.
The fact that you think that's in my character.
That's who I am. I don't even want to talk to you no more. We don't even need to conversate no more.
I didn't have to. His assistant coach, who, transformational relationship, he came to recruit kids at Freedom, and he got there late. The kids was gone. Like, he ain't get there, the flights. He still came to the school. I was doing girls basketball. This college coach sat there at my girls basketball practice for 2 hours and helped me coach girls basketball. So me and him been here.
Right.
Ever since. He was on that staff. He called me, apologized. He's like, Coach, he don't know who he dealing with. I just went and talked to him. Like, he knew. He's like, I'm sorry about that.
Because you know that ain't your character.
Another coach, hey, if you get so-and-so to come here, we'll give you a coaching job. College, D1. All right? This is what everybody's dream is. I can't do that. Because now I'm doing
compromising yourself.
I'm doing something based on a transaction.
Yeah.
I'm making one of my kids go somewhere because something you gave me. Something that you gave me. I would be happy, guess what? Because it's transformation if he go over there.
Yeah.
Or over there.
Because you know that when you not there, he going to be taken care of the same way.
And that transformational relationship going to come back to me
down the road.
He go here and he say, I only went there because of you.
And I've heard.
You heard it.
I've talked to some kids that returned home because it wasn't a good fit. And then they've said, well, I only went there because such and such wanted me to. I only went there because such and such wanted me to.
So how would I feel because of a transaction? I got one of my kids to go to a school.
And then you got what you wanted, but now he ain't getting
Now
it.
he the fourth string DN.
Yeah.
They don't play him.
They don't really want him.
They treat him like crap.
You're not even sure if he's going to be there next year. You are. It's not worth it.
And so again, like you said, and like you segue, that transformational piece is gonna last forever, and the transaction gonna run out. It might be really good. And look at NFL. They getting transaction right, but every 3-4 years they gotta do a new agreement.
Yeah.
Because
it's transactional.
it's like, hold up now.
Yeah. And that goes back, and it's crazy because that's a good example because, somebody asked me the other day, they was like, why players don't stay as long as they used to. Relationships back in the day, you get drafted, we knew, even though it was the NFL, you knew he was getting paid, but guys like Darryl Green State could have went somewhere else, could have been a free agent, but because of what the organization had done for him.
I was transformational as a Washington Redskin. Dion came here for a transaction. Well, Dion ain't play as good when he was here. Yeah, he didn't care.
Because he didn't care. He was there for the money. You knew he was there for
Just
the
like
money.
me. Hey, I'm bringing my kid there. I'm bringing my kid to St. Michael because you said you're going to get him to Oklahoma. Then when that don't happen, now you mad.
Now you mad at me. Now you telling everybody else, don't go over there because they don't do nothing but lie to you.
So you wanted this to be based on a transaction. Just keep it moving.
Just keep it moving.
And I'm okay with telling people, I tell people all the time, I turn away more people than I've ever accepted, no matter where I was at coaching high school. Turned away more people because this is not going to work. The other part of it is, right, I believe I looked that man in the face who we was just talking to. And I said, I'm going to believe in the best version of your son. What I look like going to recruit this guy to replace this guy?
After just telling him that.
After I just told this boy, you my guy.
Listen,
That's diabolical.
Listen, it's crazy. And like you said, it happens because we just seen a youngin', it happened, Syracuse. We just seen it happen to a youngin' where promises made, and then all of a sudden, portal pops open. It's like,
why? Because the head coach's relationship is what?
Transactional.
And he gonna get his butt fired. So he don't mind getting rid of your ass. So he can win, so he can keep getting
because
his
relationship is transactional. Facts.
So
Facts.
It's there. And like you said, so I tell people all the time, I turn away more people than I ever accept because I'm going to believe in who I got, right? I'm going to believe in them, right?
Right.
And because I said we was. That don't mean everything going to be perfect. That don't mean we always going to agree. But they know at its core, all right, Coach O got me. Coach O got me. And shoot, man, you know how it is. I know my relationship is that. Like I told people, kids that decided to move, whole families move this way to be a part of people, still with me. I tell people, right, you think that group of kids could have went to
anywhere,
Osborne Park,
anywhere,
and won football games.
Anywhere.
They might not have won a state championship because Coach O's still nice, but
they would have won. But they
would have won a lot of games.
Games.
All right, their family's not willing to move because when that boy with his mom at 7 a.m. on a Saturday. And he being disrespectful to the point she crying, she come and say, yo, this boy being disrespectful. What you gonna do? Or me and the dad that's on the phone, hey, man, he still ain't home. Can you call him? Oh, see where he at. I'm gonna see where he at. I'm gonna call you back. Oh, boom, this where he at. Or all my kids at a party, somebody starts shooting. It's 1 in the morning, I'm asleep. The phone going crazy. Then fell off the nightstand. All my kids calling me. This what happened. Where you at? All right, who need a ride? I'm gonna come get this person. Let's all meet right here.
Listen. So, I got a coach like that in my team named Lenny. Our kids will call him. It don't matter if it's 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning.
So that's
if
what
they
people
need a ride. They know.
Yeah.
If you want to talk, call me. But if you need somebody to come, they know. Call Coach Lenny. So like you said, it's because it's
transformational. All right, think about this, brother. Nobody know this. This is how you know schools have become transactional. They don't want to get sued. All right, we had 2 kids on our football team last year get shot at in the car out front of the school.
What?
All right, cool. I've seen the school system bring in 5 investigators to ask about football stuff. How many?
So what you saying? Hold on.
How many?
So what you saying? Hold on. Wait a minute. So you telling me, because you know I can pick up seeds quick. Because we know, and
Absolutely.
me and you talked about it, investigated 20 plus times as a head football coach. But 2 students get shot at out front. I'm an investigator.
None. All right, so listen.
That's
But
crazy.
listen, transformational. Who you think met with the family, had to handle everything? Sorry, these days, they kids don't want to be snitches and all. I said, so are you going to be a killer? Because they tried to kill him.
They tried to kill
So
you.
if you're not going to kill him,
You need to
the
say
only
what-
way to go is
protect
the
yourself.
civilian route. So who did that? Me. Man, I need you to make sure these people good. And this way, that way, whatever you do is that, right? Cool. But did anybody, all right, do security for us? Anything?
Nah.
I had to hit up me here to get security, like when we practicing. How we just sitting duck at practice?
Yeah, if they didn't put them done in front of the school, ain't nobody
or
else
when we
here.
get back from something.
You get back from a game
All right, so
late at night. Because
Four-
if you're getting back from a away game, it's late.
3 years ago, we had a student. Same situation. They away from the school. Kids go at him. He called me. Our phone ring. We just got done pressing. I don't hear it. I'm still doing the 90,000 thing. He called his dad. His dad speed up there with his daughter in the car. The kids shoot at the truck. Bullet in the cheek. All right? All right? In the cheek of the girl, still there to this day. Bless her soul. She just graduated. She got track scholarship.
Yes.
Killer family. Brother played D1 football scholarship. Was there any investigation? Look, listen, who was at the police station while I went and picked up the
First
son
of all, I'm trying
while
to
the
figure out-
family
hold
took
on.
the girl to Children's
So,
Hospital?
Hold on.
So
we
transformational.
Hear, we hear, listen. If it's a fight at the game, we hear about it.
Yep.
If it's a shooting at the gate, we hear about it. If it's a kid that illegally played, we hear about it. You feel me? But you talking about two separate shootings. And then a word been said.
Nobody did nothing.
Nobody heard nothing.
Only people that did something was the people that's on my coaching staff
That stepped in
involved
and
with
do
our program.
because they're not transactional.
Transformation.
They're transformational.
We could stay asleep like, boy, we just played the
Yeah,
game.
no problem. We
Hey,
just-
we won 50-0. What you
We
calling me
good.
for?
Why you call the school?
All right, so again, they talking about feeder program. How can I not? I know this boy since
You have to step in no matter what.
How can I not?
You have to step in.
How can I not?
And if that don't break down, listen, folks, if that don't break down the difference between transformational and transactional, I don't know what will. Don't get caught up putting your child in a situation where it's transactional over transformational, because you see the difference and you can see what the ending's gonna be.